If you're looking to move to Plattsburgh, you want to know a little bit about the area. This video is going to tell you the top 5 reasons that you should live in Plattsburgh, according to ChatGPT. There's a twist. Check it out. If you're getting ready to move from another area to Plattsburgh or the Plattsburgh area, you probably have done some research and you found this video on YouTube already, so that's good. But we're going to talk in this video about the top 5 reasons you should live in Plattsburgh, some of the advantages. And I did a little twist on it. I wanted to see what the latest ChatGPT artificial intelligence app had to say about it. So we're gonna dig into this, and they got about, I'd say I give them 4.5 out of 5 stars on their content. You'll see which one I don't think they got right. The first reason is often talked about. I'm going to read what ChatGPT says, and then I'm going to give you a little bit more, kind of expand upon a little. Number 1, proximity to nature. Plattsburgh is located on the shores of Lake Champlain and is surrounded by beautiful natural scenery, including the Adirondack Mountains. This makes an ideal location for outdoor enthusiasts who enjoy hiking, skiing, biking, and boating. There's number 1 according to ChatGPT. I think they got it pretty good. What I would add, though, is there are year-round things to do. So there's, when you even talk about the proximity to Lake Champlain is right on the city of Plattsburgh. It's literally, that's our border between the city of Plattsburgh and like Vermont. So we're right on the water, but there are beaches in and around the area, and I've got a separate video that talks about the beaches of Plattsburgh. There's all kinds of summer water sports, but there's also ice fishing and, skating and skiing. I've got some videos as well about summer and winter things to do in Lake Placid. There's a video about that. But it is an ideal location for enthusiasts, whether summer or winter. I think that's really the key, is there are things that you can do year-round that are fun, for adults and kids. One example is the city of Plattsburgh has, 2023 will be the 2nd annual Tannenbaum event, which they do at the city beach in Plattsburgh on Lake Champlain. And matter of fact, that beach is one of the longest freshwater beaches in America. There you go. Who knew? But this Tannenbaum event is a big bonfire. They've got food trucks. They've got all kinds of activities outdoor. It was supposed to be, as I'm recording this video, it was supposed to be tomorrow, but they had to postpone it because of winter weather. Right now, it is minus 10 degrees at my house. I'm about 5 miles from the city. But with the wind chill, it's supposed to be 30, 40, 50 below zero today, which is Friday, and Saturday when they were supposed to do the Tannenbaum event. Is that normal weather for Plattsburgh and the North Country community? We get cold weather, but below zero and that much wind is a little unusual. Some schools decided to close. Some stayed open, all kind of in the same area. It's always interesting to see. It's like, oh, well, Beekmantown closed. Plattsburgh City School closed. What about Peru? What about Saranac? Things like that. It's always interesting to see who closes and who doesn't, for this pretty much mostly the same weather. So number 1, according to ChatGPT, was proximity to nature. I actually had someone comment on one of my Plattsburgh City videos. And it's like, are there trees? Because I don't see a lot of trees in your videos. It's like, oh, well, that's really a good point, because when I did a lot of those videos, I did them down in the city of Plattsburgh. There aren't as many, trees in the city as, very close outside, like I said, I live 5 or 6 miles west of the city of Plattsburgh, not far at all, easy drive. And, I had 4 deer running through my side yard, last night, which is common. That's why I put cameras out there so I can see them. We are very close to nature. Some of the things that I enjoy, just to give you an idea, in the wintertime, I like to go snowshoeing. Some people say, oh, where do you do that? You can do it anywhere. You can do it anywhere. I go across the street. Right behind them, there's woods and trails, and we go right from there. A bunch of people get together, 2, 3, sometimes they go 4 times a week, but I'm a little busier than being able to do that all the time. But love it when I can. But we just go across the street, and there's trails through the woods, and there's, I forget how many miles of trails out there that we go snowshoeing on, for like an hour. And we don't have to drive somewhere and make it, all this big thing. It's like sometimes I'll literally put on my snowshoes before I leave my house. Like I'll do it in my porch and then walk across the street, and then we go right from there. So that's kind of cool, but proximity to nature, yeah, it's right here. It's right here. The woods, the mountains, the hiking, summer hiking, winter hiking. One thing that they have, it's coordinated in Saranac Lake, but it's called the Adirondack 46ers or the 46er Club. There are 46 mountains that you can climb and then get awarded that. Well, I just saw something the other day that said they're trying to do a winter version of that. It's like, oh my gosh, I could probably not even do it in the summer, and they're talking about climbing all these mountains in the wintertime, which is just crazy. Saranac Lake, another great example. Saranac Lake has a winter carnival every year where they make this ice house, but they take it right from the lake that's right in the village. Like literally, it's they cut the ice and they drag it over and they build this big castle, and they're building it now, and it opens like Saturday, tomorrow, and which is interesting there because they're in the Adirondacks, right? The Adirondack Mountains. And the guy who's the head of it was saying on TV the other day that we don't cancel winter events for winter. So even though it's going to be below zero and stupid cold and probably not a lot of people are going to be there, they're not closing a winter event for winter, which I just thought was hilarious, but rock on. But that's all right here. Saranac Lake is 40-minute drive, 45-minute drive from maybe 50 minutes from Plattsburgh. That's close by. Lake Placid is close by. I want to make sure I'm not jumping on some of my convenient location is one of the other ones. I better shut up. But we'll move on to the next one and circle back to that. So number 2, according to ChatGPT, affordable cost of living. Yep, they got that one right. I have a whole video on what's the real cost of living in Plattsburgh. So I forget how long it is, like half an hour or more. But according to ChatGPT, Plattsburgh is known for its low cost of living, making it an attractive option for people who want to live in a small city without breaking the bank. I would say that's definitely the case. Yeah, affordable cost of living. Like I said, I'm going to link to some of these other videos, related videos that I have, rather than go into all of it. Housing is affordable. Wages are decent. Again, somebody might disagree, saying, whatever, but I'm not going to get into all the personal politics of it. But we have a strong economy here. We have a low unemployment right here. And the cost of living compared to national averages, even I'm a real estate agent. So when you look at average housing cost in America is like $385,000. The average in Plattsburgh and this community that we live in Clinton County and around there, it's more like $200,000. So our housing cost is much lower. Of course, in the wintertime, it costs a little more to heat than you might, maybe in the Carolinas or somewhere south. But affordable cost of living, yeah, ChatGPT got that one right too. So number 3, here's an interesting one. This is where they got a little squirrely. Number 3, they said, is a strong sense of community. I would definitely agree with that. ChatGPT said, Plattsburgh is a tight-knit community with a strong sense of pride and a friendly atmosphere. There are numerous events and activities through the year that bring residents together, such as the annual Adirondack Balloon Festival. Well, that's the part where they got it wrong, because the Adirondack Balloon Festival is in Queensbury, New York, which is about 2 hours south of here. So that's the part that really they didn't get quite right. But the strong sense of community and these community events that bring people together, not the Adirondack Balloon Festival. Like I mentioned, the Tannenbaum event that the city of Plattsburgh is doing this winter is one. Another big one that they do is the Battle of Plattsburgh. Plattsburgh was part of the Revolutionary War history, and there's a Battle of Plattsburgh celebration kind of event that they do early September, I think, every summer. I forget the exact date, but that draws people from around the globe literally just to come for that event. And that's one of those very Plattsburgh-y type events. Of course, Battle of Plattsburgh. It's going to be a Plattsburgh event, right? But they're also there's like a Christmas parade downtown, and there's 4th of July parades, and and festivals and all kinds of things that happen pretty much around the calendar. That really does bring a strong sense of community. So yeah, I think ChatGPT got that one right. Yep. So that almost right, except for the Adirondack Balloon Festival part, because that was way off by 2 hours. But there are a lot. And actually, what I'm going to do to help you is I'm going to put a couple links in the bottom. One will be the City of Plattsburgh has a new events page that has listed already. Right now, I'm recording this early February 2023. They already have all the events through like the Christmas parade that they do and the tree lighting, in downtown Plattsburgh. That's in December, obviously, but they've already got that whole calendar. So if you look now, you'll see the events for this year, or if you watch this video, a year from now, even you'll see the ones that are out quite a ways. So make sure you check in the comments below for the links. I've got quite a bit of links in there, but the video links will be at the top underneath the description of the video. And you'll be able to look at all those because they're really great events. And that's in addition to the things that already happen in the area at, between snowshoeing, cross-country skiing at some of the local parks. There are a lot of communities now that have skating rinks, just public skating rinks, just in random spot. There's actually a park around the corner from where I live in Cadyville. And the fire department started, I think, a couple years ago, where they have a skating rink that they just started doing. I mean, you want to skate? Go skate. If you don't have skates, obviously, too bad. But if you have skates and you want to go check it out, again, those are one of the things you can do. And a lot of the parks, like that same park, also has I don't want to call it frisbee golf, disc golf, because I'll get in trouble. But they have disc golf there. It's like 18 holes. I mean, you could probably do it in the winter, but I don't think anybody does. It's too cold to go tell. But so those are a lot of the things that does build a strong sense of community. And high school sports, are big. I mean, that's pretty Americana, right? But even here, it's a strong part of our communities. Sometimes it's a school community where they'll go out and root for whatever team is playing. So number 4, according to ChatGPT, is convenient location. This is the point that I started stepping on earlier that I had to stop myself so I wouldn't get in trouble by myself, I guess. But Plattsburgh is located just a few hours from major cities like Montreal and Albany, making it easy to travel to and from the area. It's also close to the Canadian border, which makes it a great option for people who enjoy traveling internationally. Yep, I think they got that one spot on. Montreal, Canada. It's an hour from Plattsburgh. You can be in Montreal. International border is about halfway, and that's fully open now, post pandemic, right? Is fully open, and then Albany, New York, is about 2.5 hours south of here. One highway will take you down there. Pretty easy drive. A lot of people that I know, including myself, I mean, we do that in a day trip. We have relatives down there as well, but sometimes we'll go down a couple times a year, just something different, But so let's talk about that convenient location and airports. Right in Plattsburgh, there's an international airport, and they have direct flights with Allegiant Air. At least right now they do. That go to like Orlando, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, where else? I don't know, Tallahassee area maybe. I don't know. But then there's a handful of flights. But just Google Plattsburgh International Airport, or look in the description of the video below, and you'll see a link to their site, and you can check out what the flights are. But what that does, I mean, at least for my wife and I, we can jump on a flight and have a nonstop down to Florida. We're actually going in a couple weeks. Going to have a vacay, a couple days. So that's an opportunity, where it makes it easy to get here. There's also Montreal. You could fly to Montreal to get even more international flight opportunities. But there's also Burlington, Vermont, which is located just east of where Plattsburgh is, on the other side of Lake Champlain in Vermont. And they have an international airport that has, they're bigger, more populated over on that side of the water. So there are more opportunities flight-wise because of the greater population. So that also makes it convenient. That's where the convenient part comes into play. Also, we are about maybe an hour drive from the Plattsburgh area to Lake Placid, New York, the home of the 1932-1980 Winter Olympics. So that's always kind of a big deal. But they have things going on in Lake Placid year round. It's a great spot to go. Summer, winter, any time of the year. Lake Placid just does a great job. My wife and I actually went out to Lake Placid recently for the FISU games. It's like the International Federation of College, like university games. It's French. It's a French acronym, so you're not going to be able to make out FISU. But they had we went out and saw a hockey game, the gold medal game for men's hockey. It was nice. The streets were closed off, which I I doubt they'll do again because it really restricted, I think, business sales opportunities for the people that own along the main street. But they had they had like campfire things, 2 or 3 places down through the main street. They had s'mores at a couple locations and sponsors for all that. But they just they had transportation from the parking area up to kind of the main street where a lot of the events are held. But it was just, I mean, that's an hour away, so it's really cool. I mean, they have international ski jumping and luge and bobsled and all kinds of stuff going on all winter, and they train in the summer there. But Lake Placid is just it's a great spot to be close to because it's fun to go visit and do things, and again, it's convenient location. Okay, ChatGPT got that one right. So number 5 on the list of growing job market, or on the list, is growing job market, which is true. Plattsburgh is home to a growing economy with new businesses and industries moving into the area. There certainly are. This provides residents with a variety of job opportunities from healthcare and education to manufacturing and retail. So we have our regional hospital is right here in the city of Plattsburgh. That's Champlain Valley Physicians Hospital, part of the University of Vermont Medical System Network. So that's a employment opportunity there. Actually, my oldest daughter works there. And education opportunities, whether working in, we have a 4-year State University of New York College right in the city of Plattsburgh. That's SUNY Plattsburgh. We also have Clinton Community College, which I have a affiliation with and serve on a couple boards there. And that's another great opportunity. It's located up on the top of Bluff Point overlooking Lake Champlain towards the Vermont Green Mountains. Beautiful. If you've never seen the view from the back veranda of Clinton Community College, go take a look. It's definitely worth it. But education, those are job opportunities, not to mention school districts in the area that hire as well. And then they mentioned manufacturing. Plattsburgh is a growing micropolitan community. We have a strong manufacturing industry here with Nova Bus and Prevost that build public transportation buses. We have Alstom, which builds rail cars, passenger rail cars. And then there's all kinds of support organizations and companies that support a lot of those industries. And I'm probably leaving some out, but I do have some other videos that talk about like top employers and stuff. So that's definitely the case. Manufacturing, retail, there's always retail everywhere you go. We have, because we're kind of the U.S. suburb of Montreal, Canada, a lot of the Canadians do come down to shop because the things that we have in our local stores are different than what they have in the stores north of the border. So we're always glad to see them, have them come down, shop. It helps, it's part of who we are. As you get to some of the places, the little villages and towns closer to the border, Plattsburgh is only half an hour. But some of those towns up there, they have relatives on both sides of the border, or when they first came down, they only spoke French. So I certainly remember a lot of that growing up. Where I lived was 3 miles from the border, so I can certainly understand that. And so retail, is a lot because of during most of the year we have a whole bunch of college kids that are in the area, in the city, that shop local and work local sometimes, part-time jobs. So it all contributes. So yeah, I think ChatGPT got the list pretty good. So I thought I would throw out a video on it. But if you're liking the content that you're seeing, if you would just subscribe to my video channel, Living in Plattsburgh, and hit the like button so you'll get notified anytime I do a new video. But at the same point, if you're going to be moving to Plattsburgh, I'm a real estate agent by trade. I would be more than happy to help show you the area, help talk about timing and options, and how can the move be as smooth as it can for you. I'd be glad to have a dialogue like that. And you'll see my contact info below, or in the description of the channel. You'll see it somewhere. Okay, so on to the next video. See you soon.